door entry carpet, yeah.
That's some of it. If we're looking at, like, some of this door entry carpet we have, you know, or I've learned in a couple other places, when we just get down there, you know, it's something where, you know, cleaning wise, the salts are embedded in it pretty good. We could replace this out in a couple of other areas of the school. The carpet's in much tougher shape. The door entries, this would be one of them. You know.
Do we have a service where they kind of roll that red carpet out and pick up things, or no?
No, we don't do that. We have our own carpets that we do that. So we could, you know, buy those. But the problem with those, we do use them down on. We do use those down other areas. And try to avoid it if at all possible. Some tripping hazards in a lot of ways. In certain areas, this carpet is designed, you know, to trap as much dirt as possible, capture it, and prevent it from moving. And when it starts to wear down like this, it doesn't do its job anymore. You know, down in here you can see it's okay, but up here where most of the traffic's coming in, it's designed to capture the mud off the feet of the kids coming through. You know, if we were to do anything, I'd say put a mat outside where it'd capture more of the mud off of their feet. And probably have less wear and tear on this entry. These are things.
If the water issues settle out here, that'll be a lot less junk thrown in here too, probably.
We're hopeful. We're real hopeful that drainage up there is going to settle a lot. You know, that's what that's designed to do.
So hopefully that will be helpful. You know, it'd be cutting the concrete, but you don't, you could almost try to put one of those metal scraper things that level with the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pull it up and you shovel it out once a year or something, and then you put it back down. But I don't know how much it'll cost. But.
So this is just
This is
one area. And then you see the test here. Each year, you can see, you know, when desks break, and this is a good example of desks breaking at that point. You can see we've done welding on this desk already once before. But we always get about 50 or 60 desks a year that are in difficult shape. And we bring in a portable welder, a guy who's done this for us for years, and he'll pull them out on the sidewalk and he'll weld these up for us and get them ready to go, and we'll make do with them. I do want you to be aware, some of our desks are getting to the point where there's only so much welding you can do on them, so much maintenance we can do on them. They just, you know, so many times you're going to enter screws into the top of that desk, you know, where it gets broken apart enough where it then becomes time to replace the desk. Hey, Dan, could you have Kelly call Dennis Burns out to meet us here and go on the walkthrough with us? Thank you.
Didn't we talk about the desk at our last meeting that we were
Oh,
lockers. Oh, was it lockers?
Locker tables. I think we talked about the art room where we're making some improvements with tables in the art room because
No, there was money left over because we didn't spend it on the mats. The mats that we sorted in. It was lockers.
so we'll get down to that area. I'll show you.
Yeah, I just got to remember if we decide desks or lockers.
Well, I think we said yes, we don't have any money left after the lockers.
Yeah.
Go down. That's typical maintenance for a year, you know, any part. But here are the lockers that were purchased last year. Very durable, welded frame construction. These lockers will take a lot of abuse. A very good grade of a locker. You know, this helps us with being able to give kids their own individual lockers. We could use some more. That's what, you know, finishing out our locker project is about, is to get some more of these double-tiered lockers in here so we can make sure everybody has an individual locker. Yep, these came in last year.
What grades utilize lockers? The little kids do.
Fourth grade up.
Fourth up.
Fourth grade up. So down in here, big changes going on down here this year. We're moving our special ed department up here. Our lower, Mrs. Schrader, who's been down, Deanna's been down below. We're bringing her up here. We're going to kind of centralize this a little bit, and it's intended so that we could better utilize some of our TAs in the special ed department, so that we have one or two of them a little closer to the learning center. Because sometimes we're finding issues where we have somebody a little bit more closer in proximity, we waste less time than try and get from one end of the facility up here. So we're kind of doing that kind of stuff this year. So there's some movement going on with the rooms. But right down through here, everything is pretty good. Then there's an entry carpet down here also, as you're looking at. Now, in this carpet here, one of the issues that we've had, we've bubbled up and pulled up on it a couple of times. We get our guy to come in and glues it down. These kind of bubbles, they pop up all over in here throughout the year, and so what he does is he gets an injection needle, he injects glue down there, and then he puts a stack of books on and tries to clamp it down. But it's been one of those things where you kind of see it, you know, we've had kids trip and fall on it. It's time to discard it. The gluing on the backing of it is really degraded, and it's time for it to, you know, be replaced. It's also one of those things where it cleans up the area nice, and when the taxpayers come in and say, oh, the schools are pretty clean and stuff, so it's a high-profile area too. Now, a lot of what you've been hearing about is the community board that we've been talking about. This is essentially what it is that we're trying to do. We're trying to get one of these in each of our classrooms. And this is a dynamic teaching tool that really enhances instruction for students. This is a board where the projector will throw things up and kids can come up and they can, with the touch of a finger, manipulate. So let's say that a child is trying to build a pie graph in math. You get a nice pie graph up there, and they can start pulling things together and manipulating and working it to make it more real for them. This type of teaching tool is a direction that we're really moving in education. For example, if you wanted to teach something, and I believe Leanne Dayshaw did this with her class, where they were talking about a castle, she was actually able to go to Google Earth, boom, straight down to that castle that they were talking about in their book, and they saw the real image of the castle up on the board in real day. Very powerful. Makes that book that they're reading meaningful, and it makes it real to them. So whenever you can take the learning and make it real and meaningful to the kids, that's where you start seeing the dynamic of instruction change. You start seeing the retention of information really occur. These tools are something that are very important in schools, and we're working hard to find the money to put them in our classrooms. Now down in Stevensville, I had the opportunity to walk through their brand new building, and they've gone ahead and put a smart technology interactive whiteboard in every one of their classrooms. So every one of their classrooms will have that. These are just tools that, you know, we try to keep up with what everybody else has out there and make sure our teachers embrace it. The teachers that have had this installed in their rooms love them. If we tried to take them out of their rooms, they fight us over it. And so Some end of the year monies, the proposal is to try to buy or purchase 12 more of these boards and put them in our school.
What percentage of classrooms do we have in there now?
The percentage, I'm not,
Or how many do we have?
I believe we have about, I think 5 classrooms right now. With 5 classrooms. Proposal with 12 would be to put 4 in the elementary, 4 in the middle school, 4 at the high school. And so I asked the administrators to put together a plan if we could do that. For the elementary level, that would put a whiteboard in each of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade classrooms. And asked about 5th grade. 5th grade's kind of transitional, whether the teachers are buying in strong to that technology. The teachers in the other grade levels are ready for it. They've taken the training on these, how to use these and how to integrate them into the classrooms. So that's what we're looking on for. At the middle school and high school level, we're looking at the math and science teacher receiving the technology first. So that's what we're trying to do.
Are these independent to each classroom, or are they networked together for the school?
They can go on the computer network.
Because that's really handy if there's something that you want to do all over school, but you can come right there.
Yeah, and you can also, you know, the teacher now, we don't need to put flat screen TVs or TVs in the classroom at all. Now, a teacher can actually put a DVD in, boom, they can put it up here. You know, they can bring all kinds of different tools in, and if they can put it in their computer, they can bring it right up here. We can get on the network, their network, so we can grab it that way also. So in the future, we get to that point where we do video announcements. If we have one of these in every classroom, we might be able to get to that level of use of our technology in the future. And the other thing that we're looking at, the nice part to it is, these have these built-in speakers. Give a teacher a microphone to hang around their neck so that when they're talking, it's projecting their voice outward. So that's another thing that we found in instruction, is that if you can get the teacher's voice better projected, it helps students learning, because they don't have muffled background noise that's draining out what the teacher is saying. If she's on that side of the room speaking, these kids over here have this speaker system helping to project her voice. So that's another idea that we have towards.
Is the teachers already trained and used to these?
Every room that they have it in, yes.
All of them.
And the ones that want the boards have gone to some training, and we're going to bring in some more training in August. So those who are not trained on it and want a board but aren't getting one now, they're going to take the training so that if we do get money next summer, or if we get some during the year. See, one of the things that we're working on also is like with the Valentine Grant Foundation and the Great River Valley Foundation, when they have grant money, sometimes we're able to get this idea across to them. We're able to pick up a board or two off of a grant. We've told the staff, get trained. If you're trained, you're first in line to get these boards. If you've demonstrated to us that you're interested and willing to implement this, then get involved with it and get working towards it. Because one of the things I've said to the administrators, I do not want to stick one of these in a classroom and have it turn into a big dust collector. I want to know it's being used, and it's being used well for a large percentage of the day. And each teacher that has one right now, they're using it very well in their classroom.
What does one of these cost?
Right about $3,500 to $4,000. So they're not an inexpensive purchase. And then when you have the computers and stuff, which we already have, networking with them, there's an investment there. But they are worth their investments, very much so. Audrey, Dan, you guys have anything you want to add to the briefing board purchases?
No, teachers that we have happening in their classroom, they couldn't teach now, they don't remember what it was like to teach without them.
We use them pretty much every day.
First from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually the
interactive whiteboards. With everything.
No, just imagine if we